Good morning. You are watching a special live newscast here on WKYC Plus and WKYC.com as we cover the significant impact the weather will have on your day.
Oh, and it has been a morning, hasn't it? My goodness, we've seen a little bit of everything overnight and into the morning as the snow and wind hit Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, if you are headed out this morning, please give yourself lots of extra time, and that's if you have to go out. I'll have a check of your traffic in just minutes, but first, Matt, bring us up to speed on what's going on.
Yeah, so we have heavy, moderate to heavy lake effect snow that's stretching across a good portion of the area here today, even this morning. And the timing of it hasn't been great with that morning rush hour, obviously. So let's take you through your weather impact alert day that we have today. Primary and secondary snow belts are getting in on the action. The areas that are already seeing it this morning, that's where we're expecting it to kind of stay as we go throughout the day. And it's not just the snow, it's the wind, which has been incredible. We've had gusts over 56 miles per hour downtown. We can hear it hauling here at the studio, and it's just been blowing the snow around, making travel very tricky. When ODOT goes out and salts area roadways, right, that salt and the snow, you know, usually it melts it and it can stick. But when it's blowing, you're throwing in so much more snow, and it's hard to do anything with roadways until that snow backs off. If you're not dealing with snow, which I'm very cognizant of a lot of you that aren't dealing with lake effect snow, you're probably sick of hearing it if you're not seeing it. You're dealing with a cold, windy day today. We've got wind chill values that'll be down near the 0 mark for much of the morning into the midday hours. So our weather impact alert goes through all day today. We've got the snow and the strong wind. As Isabel will show you, she'll give you 100 reasons why here coming up. You need some extra time out the door here this morning. We've got lake snow warnings in areas in Aqua. We've got winter weather advisories in Lorain and Medina County. That's a blizzard warning out in Erie County. I'm not a big fan of talking about where the warnings are, stuff like that, because you just need to know what's happening, right? And what's going to happen, all right? I don't like the wording behind it. Yeah, it's going to snow, and it's going to snow a lot. Those are the counties that are going to get the most. So here's what matters. The radar right now, all the dark blue, that's a moderate to heavy snow. It's been steady. We had one band that developed down towards Cleveland earlier. Secondary band came in. It's all kind of coming together and squeezing out as much snow as possible right now. Eastern Cuyahoga County starting to back off on the west side. How about that? That's that clearing I was talking about, or that break in the action. We're starting to see it happen now. Still coming down good. Menor, Willoughby Hills, Munson, Chagrin Falls, all dealing with heavy snow down towards Auburn and Bainbridge. It stretches into northern Summit County, gets lighter as you get down into Akron. So if you're a business traveler this morning from Akron, you're coming into Cleveland, it gets worse as you head up 77 up towards Independence. By Brecksville, you're going to be in it. Out towards the east, Chardon, you're locked into the heavy snow right now. That gets into Jefferson, the Kingsville area dealing with snow, even Ashtabula, Saybrook, yes, more snow for you, albeit not quite as heavy as it is in Geauga and eastern Cuyahoga County. Here's that break I'm talking about. This is starting to pull out towards the east. What I expect to happen after that, after it kind of backs off a little bit later this morning, is we'll start to tap into some of this moisture coming off the other lakes, and we'll likely develop more bands of snow, but out of the northwest as we go throughout the morning hours. That Arctic front that produced the thunder snow last night, did you hear it? It's now off the east coast. We're saturated in this just cold air, bitterly cold air all across the Great Lakes with single-digit temperatures, wind chills well below 0 up in the upper Midwest. We've got temperatures in the 20s. Here are your sustained winds, which continue to be an issue, anywhere from 20 to 40 miles per hour. And here are the gusts the last 15 minutes downtown, still clocking 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming off that lake. Wind chill values this morning down into the single digits. The wind will back off as we go throughout the day. It's still going to be gusty this afternoon, but the worst of the wind is this morning through midday. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast, lake snow. I like our model. It backs it off and then redevelops it out of a different direction as we go throughout the day. Coming up in the forecast, we're going to talk about when this finally comes to an end, how much piles up, and a big pattern change next week. There may be a storm you want to pay attention to. We'll talk all about in the full forecast coming up in just a couple minutes. Meanwhile, probably the busiest person in this newsroom right now, we join Isabel Lawrence with traffic.
I don't know, Matt. I think you've got your hands full too, but look at the roads. I mean, this is 271 at 422. Look at this overpass. That car is going a little too fast. All right. But you can see, I mean, you can't see, right? The lanes here. Look at the interstate here. Very, very low visibility. You really cannot see the lanes clearly demarcated. Please be careful. If you do not have to go out, please don't. We know that not all of you have that luxury, so just, pack your patience and a lot of extra time. Let's go ahead and switch your view here to our maps, and this is probably the most orange and red I have ever seen on our traffic maps, indicating the slowdowns and the crashes. I'm going to run you through a few of them here. I-90 westbound at Dead Man's Curve, there is stop and go traffic back to East 72nd Street. Speeds as low as 12 miles per hour there. Another one here, Jennings Freeway northbound near Denison Avenue. That's been sticking around all morning. Here, I-480 eastbound at Broadway Avenue. That one also sticking around here. And you'll notice these are all major interstates. These are not side roads. I-77 northbound before I-271. Stop and go traffic all the way back to Gent Road. If we head further south here to Summit, 12 miles per hour. That is not good. Again, emphasizing just how slow. And to be honest with you, that's probably only about half of the crashes I have time to show you this morning, because those are all the major interstates. But these are also impacting the side roads west to east all across our viewing area. Also want to remind you of parking bans. These are already in effect in Cleveland. Stopping, standing, and parking banned on city streets with posted red and white signs. There's no parking on city streets designated as a through street or a highway, and that is to make sure that the plows and emergency vehicles have plenty of space to be able to get through. Cleveland not alone in this. This is from the city of Paynesville, their Facebook page here. There is no street parking in the entire city, with exceptions for metered parking spots. Also, I want to run you through some road speeds here just to give you an idea of how slow things are this morning. I-480 from 71 to Lorain, 45 miles per hour. That is an improvement. It was slower, but look at this. Holy cow. I-90 from Dead Man's Curve to 490. Yikes. Eastbound only 17 miles per hour. Westbound just under 30 miles per hour. Things are really crawling here too. Another major corridor I want to show you, State Route 8 between 271 and 76, hovering right about 30 miles per hour here. I mean, again, I could just keep going to show you all across the viewing area. I-90 from Vrooman Road to 271, 30 miles per hour. So again, just to give you a picture of some little tastes from all across our viewing area, things pretty slow this morning. Please, again, pack your patience. Make sure that you are weather aware. Dave?
All right, Isabel, great job. What a morning for sure, as we are going to take a live look from Twinsburg now. It's starting to get light out here, get a little bit better of an idea of what we are dealing with here. And as we just told you a little bit earlier ago, Ashtabula County Sheriff has issued a level 3 snow emergency. He posted on Facebook saying there are hazardous conditions with blowing and drifting snow. If you have to go out in this, you are urged to use extreme caution. We'll bring Matt Wintz back in just a bit for more on this weather this morning here on our special live stream.
All right, now let's get out to our team of reporters. David Greenberg has been out in Chardon all morning long. He's on I-90 right now in Lake County. What are you seeing?
Yeah, Danita, well, good morning. You said it here on I-90, kind of by Menor, and we'll be approaching Willoughby here in about 10 minutes or so, I guess, just depending on how this traffic goes. Isabel was saying I-90 in certain areas not going faster than 17 miles an hour. We are not going much faster than that ourselves. I would say we're at 18 miles an hour right here on our way back towards downtown. Lots and lots of traffic buildup here and whiteout conditions. I mean, I look over to my left and it's really hard to see the lanes on the other side of this hill right here. But yeah, I mean, very slow conditions, very sloppy out here as well, as you can see. You can see a little bit of the pavement. ODOT trying to work as hard as they can, but just making sure you're taking it slowly because of these whiteout conditions that are visibility is probably down to less than a quarter mile in front of you. And you know, we have seen a few of those ODOT trucks that I was talking about on our way back, and just you know, trying to plow some of these areas out. But I mean, they're working around the clock right now, and it has just been unrelenting for the last 3 hours or so, really, since we went live this morning at about 4:35 a.m. It's just been consistently coming down, and it has not stopped whatsoever.
Well, David, as you said, you're going about 18 miles per hour. People around you taking their time this morning, so that is something that's good to see. We'll check back in with you a little later. Thank you.
All right, we go from inside the car to outside with Candace Hare, and I don't think there's anyone in all of Northeast Ohio that has seen firsthand with what we are dealing with this morning than Candace Hare. She's live near East 55th Street, where the wind has been really whipping this morning. What's the latest now, Candace?
Good morning, Danita, Dave. So we're getting a little bit of a stronger gust right now, but I would say overall over the last half hour or so, things have improved. It's been more like strong gusts of wind, but that steady wind has not been of the level that we've seen for most of the morning. Also, with the sun rising a little bit out here and much less kind of new fresh precipitation in the air, we've actually seen some of the best visibility in this area that we have seen in quite some time. Now, I say that, but it's not perfect. The wind still is strong. It still is picking up some of that snow that's been on the ground and moving it across I-90, which is here next to me. So traffic is still backed up out here, still moving slowly, but things at least seem to be getting better. If you take a look behind me, you will see the lake, and it's the first kind of good look we've gotten at it all day long. There are some big waves out there that have been crashing, but kind of intermittent, nothing that's been happening too consistently, but something, of course, in this area we're keeping an eye on. But one thing I wanted to mention, nature out here in a way is giving us a view of how strong some of these wind gusts are. As the sun has risen, we've seen quite a few birds that have come out here, some of the seagulls, and whenever those wind gusts kind of plow up, you see them be thrown off of their track when they're kind of flying through the air. So it shows you how strong the wind is. Even the seagulls with their big wings can't kind of go into it when it's coming at them.
Yeah, well, good perspective. I'm just glad you haven't flown away, Candace, because it's clear with what you're dealing with. Even having, it's hard for you to even open your eyes to look at the camera. You did a great job. I believe you're with Mark Smiler. Great job out there all morning long. Thank you. Must-see video in from overnight. You can see the snow lightning in Akron just after 1 this morning. There's no sound on these ODOT cams, but there are a lot of reports of thunder across the area. Matt Wintz has talked about that all morning long.
Yes, he has. And we're going to take a live look now at the First Energy website. Another issue we have: power outages. They have climbed significantly over the last hour or so. Right now, about 1,200 power outages are being reported in Cuyahoga County. A big chunk of them are in the Cleveland and Euclid area. While the snow continues to just pile up in the snow belt, in fact, Governor DeWine issued a state of emergency for 4 counties impacted by the storm.
Covered in the state of emergency are Cuyahoga, Lake, Geauga, and Ashtabula County. This allows the state to provide direct assistance more quickly as more snow piles up. All right, we will be here until 8 a.m. as we have mentioned all morning long. You can follow our weather coverage. That includes blog updates on WKYC.com. So thank you so much for being with us here this morning on our special coverage.
That's right. Want to keep you safe and keep you informed.